Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be going over this eye look right here. I wanted to do something fall, something glam, and this is the eye look that I came up with for that using the new Dream palette from Sigma Beauty in collaboration with BeautyyBird. When I first saw this palette, I was floored by the gorgeous shades within it. I mean, just look at this. Look at this. It is so beautiful. It has your warm tones, neutrals, it has pops of color, beautiful pops of color. That one right there was just like really calling to me. Also this beautiful shimmery olive green. That one is definitely one that I plan on creating a look with. I find that olive tones on brown eyes are very flattering, so I am excited to play with this entire palette. I feel like you can do so much with this single palette because it has such a variety of shades and tones, and just I really like it. And it comes with the biggest mirror I've ever seen in my life. Like, look at the size of this mirror in this palette. It is huge. I love the whole rose gold marble look of the package of the actual palette, and it has all of the names and the shades back here on the back. It also has the names of the shades here on the front. Overall, first impression just by looking at it, I'm very happy with my purchase. So now that I've covered exactly what this video is about, let's get right into this eye look. Okay, so the only thing that I've done to my eyes as of right now is I've placed a little bit of concealer and then I've set it with a translucent powder. So now we can jump into the palette. The first eyeshadow that I'm going to grab is Frenchie. And I'm going to place that down using my E40 tapered blending brush. This is going to help blend out future eyeshadows and also help with blending out the transition shade. I always like to get started with a super neutral, light, warm tone eyeshadow onto the eyes, because I feel like the more that you have on the eyes, the easier it is to blend. As weird as that sounds, but for me at least it's true. So I'm just going to place that here along the crease, and I'm going to sweep back and forth in windshield and circular motions. Okay, next eyeshadow that I'm grabbing is Caramelito. And I'm going to grab that with the same brush as before, so the E40. I'm just going to pat that down first before blending it out. And I'm patting it onto the outer corner. I'm also dragging it in a little bit. I want this to go mostly along the crease. And then now I'm just going to blend it upward. So it's always easier to place an eyeshadow further down so that way you have room to blend upward. Otherwise, I find that I end up too close to my brow. And I personally don't like to bring my eyeshadows too close. Sometimes I do get pretty close, but for the most part, I don't like to get so close to where it's connected, you know? And these are blending out. So far, this one, obviously, because Frenchie wasn't, you couldn't really see it, but this one is blending out beautifully on top of Frenchie. Okay, next I'm actually going to grab the brush, the dual-ended brush that comes with the palette. I never really use the brushes that come with the palette, but I am so excited that she actually included two actual Sigma brushes. So this one here is the E38. Yeah, the E38, which is like a smaller version of the E40, as you can see. So I love the fact that she actually included a usable brush. And this one is the E58, the cream color brush. And this is perfect for like applying foils, or if you really want to do a nice cut crease, you can apply a little bit of concealer onto this. And it really helps you cut that crease out and then apply eyeshadow on top of it. I love this brush combination. So I'm glad that she included that. Now I'm going to be taking the E38 side, and with this, I'm actually going to grab Tacos and Chill with this one here. And I'm going to place it here along the outer V, and then I'm dragging this into the crease a little bit as well. And once again, I'm keeping it pretty low so that I have room to blend it out upward. Okay, and I always like to go back with my E40 in order to blend my colors together in between layers. So I'm just gonna do that really quick before applying a little bit more of that Tacos and Chill shade. Okay, next I'm gonna take Woof Woof, which I just think it's super cute that she named it that. I'm a dog lover as well, so I can understand. And I'm gonna grab that with my E25 blending, which is just a more precise blending brush. And I'm going to pack this onto the outer V, just to add some depth onto the outer corners here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the E38 and then just blend out this line up here. Actually, I'm gonna grab my E40 and do that. Okay, so now I'm going to take the E58 side and I'm gonna grab a little bit of concealer, like that. And I'm gonna place this on the inner half of my mobile lid area. And it's okay to open your eye because then it's a good indicator as to where it needs to go up to. Okay, now I'm gonna go back with the E38 and I'm gonna grab a little tiny bit of Woof Woof, like tiny tap onto the pan. And I'm going to try to blend out that outer line right here, just slightly, just so it's not so incredibly harsh. Okay, now I'm gonna clean off the E58 side, so the color cream side. Just cleaning it off on a towel here a little bit, just so that I don't have a ton of concealer on it. And then I think I'm gonna grab Cafecito, which is this beautiful like copper. I'm gonna grab that with the brush. And I'm going to place that here in between this color and the concealer here. And then I'm just gonna take that brush and kind of just run it back and forth in order to not have like a harsh line right down the center of the lid. And then I'm gonna take Conchita with my finger and I'm gonna apply that here along the inner corner of the mobile lid area, just patting it down. And it'll stick right onto the concealer, so you don't have to worry about it. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of Cafecito once more and just kind of pack that right here in between the lines to try to blend everything together so you don't have any harsh lines left behind like anywhere. Okay, so now it's time for gel liner. I'm actually going to be using Wicked from Sigma. And I'm gonna be taking that with my winged liner brush. This one is the E06. Okay, now for lashes, you guys are gonna think I'm so boring. I am always using the same false lash, but that's because I just really like the way that they look on my eyes. Like I feel like they're super flattering. They're really comfortable. I always talk about them. So here it is again. For lashes, I'm using my Pure Cosmetics Pro eyelashes in the style Diva, which are these right here. They're just gorgeous, gorgeous lashes. I just ordered 3 more. So you're gonna have me mention them a lot during eye looks. Okay, now before I apply them, I'm going to apply a quick coat of mascara. And I'm just using my Lash Paradise mascara from L'Oreal. Like, do you see what I mean? They're just so beautiful. They add the right amount of length, the right amount of volume. They're just so flattering on the eye. Okay, so now we're gonna work on the lower lash line. I'm gonna grab my NYX Jumbo Pencil. This one is in the shade Sparkle Nude. And I'm gonna run that along the waterline. Then I'm going back into the palette. I'm gonna start off with a little tiny bit of Woof Woof, which is the deepest shade that we used on the lids. And I'm gonna pat that here along the lower lash line. Okay, then I'm grabbing Tacos and Chill. And I'm gonna pat that on top. And then I'm gonna grab Caramelito. And I'm going to use that to blend all of these together. Okay, and then I'm gonna clean the brush off just a tiny bit. And I'm gonna grab Milagro, and I'm gonna pop that along the inner corner of the eye. And I'm also going to take Milagro and place it here along the brow bone and use it as a highlight. And I'm finishing off the eyes with a little bit of mascara along the lower lashes. Okay, so another thing that this palette includes are highlights. This one here is Gemini, which is more gold than this one over here. This one's Libra. I think I'm going to mix the two and see what I get. I'm grabbing my tapered highlighting brush. This one is the F35 from Sigma. I'm gonna take Gemini and Libra and see what we get. Yes. So that completes this eye look. So far from the eyeshadows that I've tried within this palette, I really, really like it. I did not have any issues with blending any of the eyeshadows out. I also didn't have any issues with building them on top of one another. Sometimes, as we've seen in the past with other palettes, they don't necessarily, the deeper shades don't necessarily build up nicely on top of lighter shades. Sometimes the deeper shades disappear as you're blending it out. Sometimes they apply a little bit patchy and just not very even. I didn't have that issue with the eyeshadows that I tried today. There are other eyeshadows, there are a lot of other eyeshadows within this palette that I have not yet tried, but I do plan on creating more looks using this palette, so stay tuned for that and we shall see whether the consistency is the same all throughout the palette. Hopefully it is. If it is, this is going to be a go-to of mine. I think that it is anyway because the eyeshadows that I used are pretty neutral, pretty warm, something that I would wear on a regular basis, like everyday eyeshadow colors, or eyeshadow shades. So I am going to be grabbing this quite often, but if the rest of the eyeshadows, like the ones over here, if they apply the same way that these did right here, we've got ourselves a winner. Hopefully Sigma decides to restock this. It is limited edition and it sold out within a couple of days. So hopefully they decide to restock this because so far with this one eye look, it has proven to be a really, really nice palette. Let me know what other types of looks you all would want to see with this particular palette. Let me know whether or not you purchased it and if you've tried it, how you like it. I am really, really curious to see whether or not everybody is loving this as much as I am right now. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. So that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this eye makeup tutorial and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Also, don't forget to follow me on all of my other social media platforms where I absolutely love to interact with you all. I am All Beauty by Sarah with an H on Instagram and All Beauty by Sarah without the H on Snapchat and Twitter. Although I haven't been very active on Snapchat, I have to say that. I'm kind of like debating whether or not I should get rid of it just because I've been getting some weird messages and weird pictures. Yeah, sometimes I'm a little afraid to open anything up. So definitely more active on Insta stories and Instagram in case you're wondering why I haven't really posted on Snapchat. That is why. Anyway, as always, take care and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.